People go to the hospital all the time, but sometimes you can't get there on your own. Then you can call an ambulance to take you there. The people who work in ambulances are called paramedics. The paramedics at Coastal Medical help people get to and from their homes and the hospital in both emergencies and non-emergencies. I'm going to interview one of those paramedics now, my dad.
Thanks for coming.
No problem. Anything for you, McKenna.
How long have you been a paramedic for?
I've been a paramedic for just about 2 years now. I was a EMT for 4 years before that. I took a EMT course and started working for Coastal Medical and really enjoyed working as an EMT and working with and watching the other paramedics. I decided that I wanted to keep going and become a paramedic.
What's your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of my job is the people. Both the people I work with, my coworkers, the other EMTs, the other paramedics, and the people that I take care of. I do interfacility transport, so I tend to have a long transport time with patients. I take them primarily from Hyannis to Boston or Rhode Island or Connecticut, so I get a long time with each patient, so I get to know them, I talk to them, interact with them. It's vastly different from any other job I've ever had.
What's your least favorite part of your job?
My least favorite part of my job, that's kind of a tough question. There's two answers. My absolute least favorite part of the job is the paperwork. Every transport, every patient interaction, there is a computer program that we have to fill out that asks a lot of questions and a lot of repeat questions. And it's tedious. It's a lot of drop-down menus and a lot of input, a lot of computer work. My other least favorite part is occasionally we have a transport where I make a huge mess in the back of the ambulance, and the cleanup is definitely one of my least favorite parts of the job.
What inspired you to do what you do?
Right out of high school, I joined the National Guard, and I was a 91 Sierra preventive medicine specialist. While I was training in Texas for that, I got to see and spend time with a lot of the other medical fields, the combat medics, some of the dental fields, some of the other military medical field personnel, because a lot of them train in Texas at Fort Sam Houston. So while I was there, I kind of got drawn into it. I came back home to a life of construction, and about 7 years ago, I had the opportunity finally to take an EMT course after I had missed opportunities prior to that because of injuries and poor life timing. But it's something that I'd wanted to do since I was in Texas and spent a lot of time with the medical personnel down there. It kind of drew my attention, and I just finally later in life got a chance to follow through with it, and I'm glad I did. It's vastly different than everything I've ever done.
What do you do outside of work?
What do I do outside of work? I work a lot. I do like to fish. I like to go out in the boat. I like to go kayaking. I haven't done it in a while. I go metal detecting. I'm a nerd. I play video games. Sometimes I watch TV, but not very often. And relax. Hang out with my family. That's the most important thing.
What advice would you give to somebody who wants to be a paramedic?
Start early. It's more of a younger person's game than it is an old man's game, and I'm slowly creeping towards the old man side of things now. It's physically demanding. There's a lot of mental demand too. It's a lot of school, a lot of math. It's an interesting field. Um, it was one of a few fields of work that was not shut down when the pandemic hit. It got very busy. You never stop learning in this field. There's always new stuff coming out, new information, new guidelines, new protocols, new medications you have to know. And there's a lot of continuing education. It's a lot of schooling. Even once you become a paramedic, you have to refresh. You have to take refresher courses every year. You're continuously learning new stuff and going back to a classroom. You just have to be prepared for that. It's not a field you jump into and just go. You're always learning.
Thank you for joining me for this interview. I hope you gained a new perspective on what it's like to be a paramedic and what they do for people.